What is going on, people? Jaye Black here, live with another video. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I want to speak on this article from blacknews.com. It says, Ohio mother says her kids were kicked out of school for being born out of wedlock. Yes. When I saw it, I was like, at first I was trying in my mind, trying to figure out, was this just an excuse, or did the school have some type of policy against, women who aren't married having children in the school? I don't know, but we're going to get into the article. All right. It says, Summer Grant, a 30-year-old single mother of two, was shocked to learn that a pastor expelled her daughters from the Christian school they were attending because they have different fathers. She is unmarried and is living in sin. It's very interesting because, nowadays, most churches, especially a lot of black churches, will excuse the wrongs of a lot of people, especially a lot of women, just so they can add them to their congregation, But I guess this is a Christian school. That is, regardless of her daughter's good standing and very bad timing. There's only less than a month left before the school year ends. Grant said her daughters, Samara Rain, who is 10, is a fourth grader, and I'm trying to pronounce these names, Samaya, who is 7 years old and is a second grader, went to Chapel Hill Christian School for years until the school's administrator, Pastor John Wilson, banned her kids. In a recorded conversation, Wilson told Grant that there are many reasons, but it was mostly because she committed adultery, which is against the school's covenant. He condemned her for having kids with different fathers and living with a man whom she wasn't married. Wow. I've never heard this before. I didn't know that Christian schools can expel students either if they have different fathers or if their mother is shacking up, which is what seems like is going on. So apparently, not only do both of her young ones have different fathers, she's living with another dude who's not the father of either. But what I want to know is, how do they know that? I mean, did they have to do paperwork? It's saying who lives in the house and is you're married or separated. I didn't know this stuff goes on in Christian schools. Maybe y'all can tell me, but I haven't heard this before. This is my first time hearing this. This is why I'm doing a video. Okay. Because this school must have a very high moral code. And I'm assuming that most of the children that go to that school are probably, white, because we all know in the black community, there's a lot of single mothers. Let's see. Grant said the pastor started harassing her and her daughters over a year ago, questioning her relationships and giving her recommendations to improve her life. In one instance, Grant went to Wilson to discuss her daughter's scholarships, but Wilson allegedly changed the topic to her personal life. He then proceeded to talk about how we can get your household to live biblically moral. I mean, this... Again, this could be a part of their school code, okay? This could be something that goes on, but it seems to me that this pastor is overstepping his bounds. And what I want to know is this: why do you continue to have your daughters at the school? Because aren't most Christian schools private or basically private schools? And you have to, in private schools, don't you have to pay a tuition for your kids to go there? I'm just saying. She must really want her kids to go to the school, because if this guy has been harassing you for over a year, you haven't said anything. You only say something when he kicks them out of school. Why did you wait then? Why didn't you say something before? Why did you wait until he done kicked him out of school? I don't get that. He was harassing you for a year and you dealt with it? It wasn't about whether they had their scholarship in place, Grant tearfully told the Akron Beacon Journal. It was more or less about me just not living right. It was an uncomfortable conversation, but I sat through it because I really wanted my children to go to the school. See, that's the problem right there. You're putting up with this guy who you claim is harassing you. He's harassing you, but you put up with it because you want your kids to go to that school. Sometimes as a parent, you have to take a stand. If you don't want your personal life to be questioned, why don't you just say, you know what, I'm not going to put up with this. And after that particular school year, right until the 2018-2019 school year, you transfer them out. So you put your kids through that, because that, trust me, that guy is talking to other people in that school and telling them that you are not living right. You're not living by their moral code. And what I want to know is this, to the pastor, if she's not living by her moral code, why did you still allow her children to go there? And you wait until it's close to the end of this school year to expel them. You know, I don't know, man. So maybe that pastor, maybe he was trying to, you know, maybe he was trying to get in good with her. Who knows? You know, a lot of, you know, you can't trust too many guys out here who got past in front of their name. I'm just saying. Some of these guys are some of the biggest sinners and degenerates out there. You know what I'm saying? Grant believed things escalated last week when Samara got into a communication misunderstanding with her school bus driver. The following day, Grant talked to the bus driver, but he was being rude and even called the cops. The day after that, she received a call from Wilson saying that day would be her daughter's last day at the school. When Grant asked for the reason, Wilson allegedly told her that the bus incident just shed a light on many problems that we have with you, but the main reason was that she is committing adultery, which is against the 10 Commandments. He also reportedly told her that while it is not required for the student's parents to be married and have kids by the same man, it is a strong recommendation. So wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. So you're saying it's not required for the student parents to be married to each other and have kids by the same father, but you've been, by this woman's admission, harassing her for a month, trying to get her quote unquote on the right path. What this seems to me to be is that you have a nosy pastor, okay, who was probably attracted to this woman, who might have been attracted to this woman, and was trying to, I don't know, I'll say control, because maybe he was trying to control the situation when he really didn't need to. If the people don't fit your school, don't have them there. And the same thing with this mother. Like, why would you put up with what you're claiming to be harassment when you could have just left? But you got to understand, this is a bigger, you have a look at the bigger issue here. And that is, you have a lot of black single mothers out here. You have a lot of black single mothers out here. And again, apparently she's living with a guy, but he probably just a boyfriend she probably recently started dating. Okay. But the thing is that for the most part of her having those kids at that school, she's probably been single. She probably just recently got into a relationship. But that doesn't mean at the end of the day that the pastor should be overstepping his bounds, talking to this woman, trying to tell this woman how to live her life. You can give her recommendations, but I mean, it's up to her. As long as her kids are not being a nuisance, as long as they're getting good grades, there's really no reason. And then and he even admitted there is no policy that says that they have to have the same father or the parents have to be married, which I already knew, because if there was a policy like that, we would already know about that. Okay. But I think this pastor was just in a situation where he was, abusing his power a little bit. Let's see. In a statement, Wilson said that the dismissal was necessary in order to protect the safety of our school children and their families. He also stated about the written agreement to reflect a commitment to Christ that parents signed, and that Grant was rather inconsistent with the agreement. Grant expressed her disappointment about the incident through a Facebook post and said that despite her feelings, she is a really good mother. She was also wondering why she was being singled out, even though there are other parents of students who aren't married. Moreover, Grant is now considering homeschooling her daughters for the rest of the 30 days left of the school year. She is afraid they could lose the opportunity for private school scholarships, but it's more important for her that the kids wouldn't be in an environment where they're honestly not welcome in. I never want to dismember a school or tear a school down or anything like that, but I don't believe that this is right, and I feel like this man needs to know that he's wrong. Yeah, I think this guy but I think he did overstep his bounds. I don't know what his issue with this woman was. This could have been a majority non-black school, and maybe, I honestly though, I truly feel that there's more to this story. I think there might be more, because when these type of stories with these he say, she say, there's something is always in the middle, because something is off. Why would this guy just zero in on you if you are doing the right things? You're taking your kids to school. They're not getting in trouble. They're getting good grades. Why would he be singling you out? And why would you put up with it for a year? For a year, you put up with it. It seemed to me that this pastor may have been attracted to her. Because again, you got these pastors out here, man. They be trying to holler at chicks too. Don't let the whole him being a pastor and using scripture and some of these guys, they don't even live by that code themselves. A lot of these pastors, some of the biggest degenerates, they do degenerate shit, but they hide behind the pulpit. They hide behind them being pastors when they're just like every other dude. And this dude could have been attracted to this woman, and when he realized there was no way he could get with her, he could have used his position to expel those kids. Because looking at this situation, there's something missing. And they're asking this guy, well, what's going on, sir? What's your side of the story? All he could talk about is scripture, the Bible, and morals, when he's probably has less morals than anybody there. So, y'all let me think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think.